submariners get to dine in one of the most unique, mind-blowing places on Earth. 1,000 feet below the ocean's surface is a hidden world where hundreds of sailors are cooking and eating incredible meals inside a multi-billion-dollar nuclear submarine. It's the world's most exclusive restaurant, and today we're going inside. This is where it all happens. In the galley, it's a fully operational kitchen where a team of 6 to 8 Navy cooks make 4 full meals to feed 150-plus sailors every single day. And these are not your average cooks. They are culinary school-trained professionals with serious hands-on kitchen training before ever setting foot on a submarine. They put in 10 to 12 hours a day, but these hours are usually split into 2 shifts to allow for rest, and a huge part of their time goes into preparing ingredients, baking bread or desserts, and cleaning up after each meal. Sailors on submarines actually get better food than sailors on surface ships. The Navy provides higher quality ingredients and a bigger food budget per sailor. And the cooks make every bit of it count. They know they're not just feeding stomachs, they're also feeding morale. Food is a huge part of keeping spirits high during a submarine deployment. That is why they put in the extra effort in making homemade meals that remind the crew of home. There is even a dedicated night baker on board, whose job is to make sure fresh bread and rolls and pastries are ready every single day. And yes, everything is made from scratch.
I'm a culinary specialist on the submarine, which consists of a couple things. Like, I'm basically the key to morale on the boat. Our food is what brings them joy. And if they're having a real bad day, they can come down and get some good chow. Turns their whole day around.
On top of breakfast, lunch, and dinner, the Navy cooks also have to prepare midnight rations, or Midrats for short. And for many sailors, Midrats is actually the best meal of the day, because on a submarine the galley is the only option, and there is nowhere else to go. The 4th meal is not just an extra meal. It is a long-standing US Navy tradition dating back to 1902. It is a hot meal served around midnight for sailors working the night shift or standing watch. That's because life on a submarine never slows down. The submarine operates on a 24-hour day, non-stop, with the crew following a rotating schedule divided into 8-hour shifts. This means meals are served around the clock, and the Navy cooks are always working to make sure fresh food is ready for every single shift. Space on a submarine is one of the most precious things there is, and the galley is no exception. Every piece of equipment is scaled down and specially modified to fit the sub's tight quarters. The galley has convection ovens and stovetops, massive steam kettles for soups and stews, deep fryers with locking lids and microwaves, an industrial-strength dishwasher powerful enough to handle large volumes of dishes quickly, and of course, plenty of coffee machines. And despite the tight space, everything is arranged so the cooks have enough room to work without bumping into each other. The food is served in a space called the crew's mess. Only 15 to 20 sailors can fit in here at a time, while the rest are either on duty or resting. Serving meals in smaller groups also helps the cooks keep up with demand. This way the meals are always served fresh and hot, and no one has to wait too long for a meal. The mess is the heart of the submarine. It serves as a social hub for the entire crew. This is where laughter happens, stories are shared, and where sailors unwind during their free time. It's not just a place to eat, it's where they connect, because life on a submarine demands a different kind of person. Privacy is pretty much non-existent on a submarine. There are no personal rooms, and sailors sleep in tight bunks with just a small curtain for privacy. Sometimes there are more sailors than available bunks, so they share the same bed in shifts. One sleeps while another is on duty. This practice is called hot racking because the bed is often still warm from the last guy. And once submerged, the submarine operates in complete isolation. No internet, no phone calls, no real-time contact with family or friends. Just the crew, relying entirely on each other. It's a very tight community where everyone knows each other by their first name and gets to know each other's background. A strong sense of brotherhood, almost like family. Sailors need to be mentally tough to do this job. And that's exactly why the mess is so special for them. It brings them all together, even if it's just for a quick meal. Everyone eats the same meals. Both officers and enlisted sailors have the same menu, and the crew serves themselves buffet style. The only difference is that officers eat in a separate room called the Wardroom. This is where they can discuss confidential matters that aren't meant for the enlisted crew, so it's kept more private and formal compared to the crew's mess. And the Navy cooks make sure everyone is taken care of. They're trained to handle all kinds of dietary needs, whether it's allergies or medical restrictions. If someone's lactose intolerant, they'll have dairy-free options, and those who follow a halal or kosher diet will have their meals prepared separately to avoid cross-contamination. The cooks get these special requests before deployment. This way they can plan ahead and stock the right ingredients. But here comes the tricky part. That is because submarines aren't built to be as big as possible. They are built as small as they can be. Before deployment, there's food literally everywhere. Every available inch is packed with supplies. The pantries, freezers, and refrigerators are all full, and even the passageways or showers are turned into temporary storage spaces before deployment. The crew has to get creative with packing so many supplies while keeping the submarine balanced. Food is one of the biggest factors in how long a nuclear submarine can stay at sea, so every supply run is planned with extreme precision. A fully loaded Ohio-class submarine carries up to 120 days worth of food, sometimes even more if the mission demands it. That's 20,000 pounds of supplies, from meat and vegetables to dairy and grains, and all the essentials in between. Unlike surface ships that can easily be resupplied at sea, a submarine must carry everything it needs for the entire mission before even leaving port. But packing supplies on a submarine is like a high-stakes game of Tetris. Every inch of space is a big deal. A third of the sub is already packed with the reactor and propulsion system, flood tanks and weapons, and endless cables and pipes. There's little space left for work and living, and even less for storage. Fresh food doesn't last that long, as it runs out after the first couple of weeks. After that, they rely on ingredients that are either frozen, canned, or dried. But Navy cooks on submarines are famous for turning exactly that into remarkable meals, even long after the fresh ingredients are gone. Cooking that many meals every day for 150 people generates a lot of heat, steam, and grease. Without the right setup, the galley would turn into a sauna real fast. And that's why submarines have a seriously powerful ventilation system. It constantly pulls the hot air out while circulating cooler air in. This keeps the temperature manageable, so the cooks don't feel like they're working inside an oven. The system also filters out grease and smoke to keep the air clean, and it's connected directly to the sub's life support, the same system that scrubs out carbon dioxide and keeps the air breathable for the entire crew. But cooking on a submarine comes with another challenge. Changing depth or direction can send everything sliding right off the counters. That's why every shelf, appliance, and piece of cookware is bolted in place. And the galley even has specialized gimbaled stoves that are designed to stay level when the submarine moves. And the culinary specialists are trained to cook in these conditions. But preparing meals is not their only responsibility. Being an undetectable submarine comes with a huge price to pay. And that is why every sailor on board, including the cooks, is rigorously trained to handle emergencies. Their only rule is to stay hidden. The moment they surface or call for help, their cover is blown and the entire mission is compromised. Their secrecy is both their power and their prison. So if something goes wrong, whether it's a fire, flooding, or a reactor issue, their only option is to fix it themselves. Just 150 sailors, locked inside a steel tube, equipped to handle anything that comes their way.
Most definitely everybody on the submarine has more than one job. That's what I like about the camaraderie. Basically, everybody has a job of learning each other's job. Everybody's able to take care of one of another.
And that is exactly why there are so many sailors on board. Every critical role has a backup. If one sailor gets sick or injured, another steps in immediately. The crew has to be large enough to prevent exhaustion, so no one is pushed to the point of making dangerous mistakes. Because down here, one mistake can cost everything. It really takes a special kind of person to call this machine home. In the end, it's their mental toughness that keeps them going. Because life inside a nuclear submarine is a way of life most people can't even imagine. It's all about endurance, discipline, and teamwork, and nothing breaks the monotony like food, which is more than just fuel. It's a small taste of home, and sometimes, it's the only thing that reminds them how long they've been down there.
Inconsistencies between movies and submarines. The biggest inconsistency between what the movies have and what we actually do here is, in general, Hollywood depicts it as a one-guy effort, and that is absolutely not the way the United States Submarine Force works. It's team effort every day. We rely on each other, we train together, we eat together, we sleep 5 feet from each other. So we really rely on that teamwork and camaraderie to make the ship successful.